All right, good morning, traders. Welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We're going to be going through the order flow here in Bookmap and just read the market, understand the auction, the participants in that auction that leave their footprints in the sand. That will give us insight to where the market might be going. That's what we can do with order flow by understanding that those participants. And we'll look for some opportunities as well. So anyway, let's go over the disclosures. A general disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Just a few housekeeping things. Please verify your subscription today. We require over in Discord that you verify your Bookmap email account with your Discord name. We're making a much stronger community, tighter group over there in Discord due to this, so we don't have a lot of people coming in and disrupting and causing problems, etc. There's no cost to it whatsoever. Just need the Bookmap free version. You can just go to the bookmap.com website and then just sign up for the free version. So go to pricing here, the digital free version right here. You can scroll down and you can get it here. Right. So like I said, there's no cost to it. It will have delayed data on it. If you want to try Bookmap, well, then this is the time. Click on one of the buttons here for these, either the digital version, global, or global plus. The digital version is only for the digital currencies. It does not connect to other markets. That's the difference. Global and global plus can connect to all markets. Global plus includes additional add-ons in the monthly subscription price. All right. Another thing too, we're going to kind of end the session early and then go over to Discord because exactly what we just covered. If we're going to be offering a really tight-knit group over there, well, we're going to have some of our content over there as well, and go over with our community. If you want to join, you can come over and join the group. So anyway, you can use your phone here, take a screenshot of it with the QR code, and then come over to the Discord channel. Okay, the All Markets channel. That's what we'll continue with this discussion. Good morning, Slowdown. Good morning, Hector and Dan. All right, well, let's take a look here at the S&P E-mini. We'll start there. Maybe you want to look at something else. Let me know. We had non-farm numbers this morning, less than expected. Pretty interesting non-farm here. I mean, look at the move up. Look at the huge spread here is what I'm showing. And then, just some volatility in here. So this is very typical in, front of or right at the release of such important data. And we know that the market's been very sensitive to this data here. Well, it always is, but even more so now with interest rates and understanding if this economy is slowing down, etc. So anyway, we can see the liquidity pull here a few minutes before the event. And then you can see like just about a minute or 30 seconds after the event, we start to see more liquidity come in and trade down into this high liquidity down in this area here. And then we bounced pretty nicely out of that area here. I mean, this is how Bookmap can help you. Look at that liquidity right here on the bid. And we see even sellers taking it on here. Big red dot, market sell orders into high liquidity. It's completely absorbed here. All of that selling. Look at CVD drop here. Drops like a rock. This is divergence in your CVD. This is how it happens. There's market sell orders, CVD. Just all it does is buy minus sell. So there's a lot of sellers, it drops. However, there's someone else on the other side taking the trade. Okay, and we can see that here with the liquidity. I believe it's probably iceberg orders, pretty big iceberg orders as well. Let's take a look here. Not really. Yeah, there's some in here. Yeah. So anyway, this is the ES here, and this is the version of the ES with TraderMap Pro. All right, well, let's continue on in here. And what happened? Well, we see the move to the upside, pre-market, 9:30 cash open, continuation. Look at the high liquidity getting filled on the way up here. It trades through it. It wasn't completely absorbed. There was still more buying pressure, and then it just kind of petered out. We see that there is a lack of buyers up in this area, up in here, and we get some back and forth in here. One last attempt in here by the buyers. They can't make it higher. They can't even make an equal high here. And we see the sellers come in right here, come in pretty hard. Okay, so at this point here, we would look for tests back down to some of these swings or liquidity areas. This would probably be the first area I would be looking into, that liquidity in here. There's just more selling pressure. And market dropped quite a bit. Pretty nice move there. 26 handles on down to about 5,500, the figure, and then we can see a bounce out of that area. And then continue on. We see again more selling starting to come in, hit into that high liquidity here, bobbles around a little bit, but more selling. And now we're still looking for sellers here. Okay, we're in a downtrend. We see little pockets of buying in here, but we're still looking for the market to sell off. Okay, so looking for them right here, right now, and I would look for this 85 and 80 as a target here. High liquidity on the offer up above here. Now, we don't know, right? We never know. I just don't see anything turning around yet. Okay? I see lots of selling. Again, lots of selling. Little pockets of buying in here, but the structure is still bearish. We are trending still. Okay? So we're going to stick with it until we see something else. Okay, now, it's broken some of these other little trend lines in here, as you guys can see, but we're still looking for the move lower, and well, we just got a bit more answer on that here. Okay, so we got some exhaustion in here. Good morning, Alois. We got some exhaustion in here, and we see some buying now starting to come in, so it's starting to look a little different. It's still a bearish structure until we see this maybe high up here broken. Okay, so, and that would be around 5,500. Okay, a little bit lower. Okay, so we're still, this is just a move back up and made an equal high here so far, and we're still going with this trend until we see something else. Market timing. We've talked about this for the last several weeks now. That we get these moves 9:30 to, usually you get a counter move right at the cash open, but you get that momentum move, opening drive for the first half hour or so. It may continue on, but around this time of the webinar, 10:30, 10 to 10:30 or so, we do see this reversal. Okay, again and again and again. So we're going to be keeping an eye on it, and we're just noting right now, like high liquidity here on the bid getting filled, and we're also noting pockets of buying starting to come in, but they're still holding the structure. Okay? So we're still bearish in here, but we really need to see our sellers down here. They need to take control and continue with the trend. Okay, maybe we're just kind of starting to turn into a sideways market. Morning, Stephen. Okay, let's see it, sellers. There we go. Okay, So 95 or 85, that was our first target here. Okay, and we may even reject off of this and see buyers come back in. But we're still staying sell side here until we see something different, right? Stick with the trend. Okay, next target 80. See, how's everyone over in YouTube? Okay, nothing happening there. All right. These stocks you guys want me to look at was during the week. Jay Trader, one of our partners, was in New York City here, so we presented over there. It was really great with his group, his guys, and went over a bunch of different things. We may go over like some of the Nvidia, Laura. Okay, sure, I've got it up. All right, guys. So it's kind of we're still bearish here, but like it's we do see some sellers, but it's starting to make me like a little kind of I don't know, not nervous necessarily, but like it's the behavior here on that sell side is we're seeing buyers, these pockets of buying coming in. Okay, so we may get one of those big kind of moves, quick moves to the upside here. So we know that this market timing right around this time, this is when these kinds of things happen. So it's kind of skittish right now, but we just remain sell side though until we see something different. Yeah, so yeah, here comes some buyers now. Okay, so back to this swing here by the buy side. And let's see if we can get more buyers, then we'd be looking for the move back up to this 95 level here. Okay, more selling. All right, so it looks like we're kind of turning into we're still in a downtrend, but it's kind of turning into a little bit of back and forth in here, and starting to note the buying starting to come in. We didn't look at our higher time frame yet. We'll do that in just a second. How do we spot stop loss orders? We can look at those transactions, Rich. Yep, we'll have to jump over to the Bookmap version here. And we can look at stops and icebergs on the chart here, on the chart and in the subchart here. Okay, so actually we can look at them here on the chart only though, in TraderMap Pro versions. This is a filtered chart in here. It's a synthetic instrument, okay, that we've created. Okay, so these are some stops right here: 161, 51, 36 on the upside, 26 just here right now. And how can we do that, Rich? Well, this is market by order data. This is something the CME. Well, let me just briefly show that. If you do a search for CME market by order, that will pop up here, and you can read about it in here. Now, what they were doing in here, they're offering more transparency. There's you can read in here about iceberg order ID tags. We can read those and we can put together, because we know the order ID tags and we know the position in the queue. That's what market by order data is all about, not market by price. What market by price means is looking at the order book over here. This is market by price. This is your level 2. Okay, this is just liquidity in here, but at this price level, we know the market here. 91 contracts, 56 above that, 67 above that. However, we don't know how many orders are in here, and that's market by order data. Okay, so not only do we know the price, how many orders at each price level, we can also discern the number of traders up in here, or orders from an individual trader. So we don't know. Maybe it's like, at one of these price levels, it's let's just go back here. It might be 70 traders with one lot each. It might be 2 traders with 35 lots each, whatever the case may be. But that's where it gets really interesting. This is metadata, and we can discern and display iceberg transactions, the full iceberg transaction, if it was executed fully, if it was canceled, if it was moved, etc. And we also know stops, the transaction of stops. Okay, so we just had, now this is starting to look pretty interesting here. So look at this here. High liquidity, stop run into this area, and now buyers here. Okay, so now potential here for buyers to reach back up to because we're looking for this market timing here. So I'm looking for these buyers to try to reach back up to 88 and then 89 up here, or 87 I should say, and then 89 up here. Okay. Because we're starting to see a bit of we're still trending down, but now we're starting to put the pieces together in here. Okay, high liquidity, stops being triggered. Look at the retest down here. A few more stops, not that many though, but there's not too many sellers here. Okay, so on the retest, you're not getting a whole lot of selling in here. You're going to find buyers take it back into the mean. Okay, now let's see if we can get one more. This would be a flag pattern in here. This is where you'd be getting in and you'd be dumping it up here into your 89. Okay, so and this is the read. This is how you can start to use this product here, and understand like the context in here. High liquidity, stop run, retest, a few stops, but not too many sellers here. This is where you get your divergences, and then we're starting to find our buyers in here. So because of that, we look for our first one up here. We said 87. And we said 90 or 89, 90, something like that. Okay, so the flag pattern didn't really work out here, fully extend up into 90, but we got our first target on this regardless. Okay? If hypothetically here. I hope that answers your question. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Let's see, any other questions here? Morning, Rob. No, we just I couldn't host the we had to cancel the Bookmap Academy meeting yesterday. That was all. Yeah, difficult read right now. I mean, this I thought was pretty good, especially on the retest here, and they're starting to see the buyers come in. I'm not so sure now. I see some selling in here, but the liquidity is down below, so I don't see the transactions into that liquidity yet. Oh, and I don't see buyers coming in yet either. Okay, so we're either waiting for those buyers to come in, or we're trading into this high liquidity in here, and we'll see if we get some absorption into that area. Okay, else, we just stay away here. I mean, we're getting some aggressive buyers, so we'll likely get a move back up to this 80, 88.5, or maybe 90 up here. Let's clear our drawings and let's put in some other ones as well. So we broke that, and actually, let me this again. We're going to look at just a line in here, and start to understand, like how this broke here, okay, and then it's turned into a flatter line here. Okay. Now, what we want to look at in here and start to understand as well is this context of this liquidity. But it traded down here. We got our stop run. We had the divergence here. We're looking for the buyers. They're testing back up into these areas here, this is where it can lead into this reversal that we're talking about. Okay, we need to see the buyers or a lack of sellers in here, or on the bid in here, at right here at 80, okay? And I'm not seeing them, right? So we might get kind of a dip below it and then see the buyers really come in strong here. We'll look for that scenario. Okay, but right now we've got a stop run, high liquidity in here, and still have more sellers, here. Okay. All right, let's see, Nvidia, I said. Yep, let's take a quick look here, Laura. So I actually took a few trades on this earlier, but yeah, here's the 8:30 data, the move on up, the move right back down, especially right here at 9:30. You can see everything kind of shifts and changes in terms of liquidity in the stocks, and very, very high liquidity up at 110, also down here at 04, 03, 02. Okay, so it still looks weak to me. I'm not seeing buyers up here either, so I'm looking for this 04 to transact here. Yeah, Rob, it's been, yeah, back. There's been some kind of choppy action, or kind of difficult reads in here, but just try to keep it really simple. Look for those things that are much more likely to play out. Okay? Otherwise, like, don't trade. Get good at not trading. You don't see anything, you don't see your criteria. What was it? I think Slowdown, he's been making some, well, he's always made great content. He's been making some really great content just recently, talking about if it doesn't meet his criteria, he just doesn't trade, and sit on your hands. Let all this kind of stuff pass by. Think of poker. Like, how many times do you fold? You should be folding all the time, and then you just kind of wait for your good hands, and then you play them. Got to have the cards, and that's our trade criteria. All right, so our 104 has transacted here. Let's see if there's still more selling pressure here. I can make it down to 103.50 and 103. I do not see a lot of buyers yet, but we definitely see it starting to flatten out, just like the ES we were seeing. Okay, so Yeah. All right. So for example, right now, this would be, I would say this would be look pretty good if we can get buyers coming in right here, right now. Okay. Let's see it. No, we need a little bit more than that. And then I would look for them to take it right back up to 0450, maybe up to 05 up here. Okay. So this is our context. High liquidity, it transacted. Now we're looking for buyers to take control. Okay, let's see if we get them here. If we do, we should get the second leg of this back up into our 50 here. Nothing so far. Right, so here's another retest back up here. And are we getting buyers? Let's look at that order book as well. No, nothing. Okay. Let's see here. Looking for a bit more right in here. 16 to 20, somewhere around in there. Some buyers. Nope. Still more selling pressure. Okay. All right. So that was that. Now we're looking for that bit of a bounce in here. But you can see there's still more selling pressure. So we continue on with the trend here. Let's see, Laura, I don't know if I answered all your questions. Morning, everybody. Morning, Yuri. Yeah, this would be your CVD aggregate for when I opened up my Bookmap. Yep, down a little widget here in the right hand side. Yeah, so the stops and icebergs would be on this chart over here. In the subchart, this would be your icebergs, the blue one, and the red one would be your stops. All right, let's jump back to the Trader Map Pro version though. Okay, so we were looking at Nvidia, and we kind of missed this move here. Nice continuation move. Very high liquidity down here at 54.60. Okay, strong bid or strong offer here though too. So still looking for the move lower into this liquidity here. Okay. Let's see, 220 contracts there. What does it say here? 400. Yeah. Okay, well, that's because this is filtering out some of those contracts. Yeah, algo bands. Okay, sellers, there we go. All right, let's see them hit into this liquidity here. And let's also jump back and look at our higher time frame here. We haven't done that yet. All right, so daily chart here. This is a really powerful, beautiful move here on the sell side. Very strong, closes down below, significant move. And look at the last few days as well. They're still closing red, and they're still making lower lows in here. All right, so and lower highs here as well. So you know, this is I feel like on the higher time frame, this is a pretty easy read. Okay, that you're still looking sell side, and where is it going to go? Well, there might be a little bit of a bobble right in here, but I mean, this is really strong here. So I would be looking for the next move on the daily chart down to like 53.75 or so, somewhere in here. Okay, Hourly chart, also like strong momentum here to the downside. Now, that said, look at the moves in here. Let's just, want to understand is ATR, like your average true range, and kind of market breadth in here. How much selling pressure is there on these big down days? Well, look at the 15-minute chart here. Well, here's a pretty strong move. You see the pullback here. It is less, okay? And then you see another pretty strong move here to the downside. Okay, this is pretty big, right? So how much more does it have, right? So maybe on your hourly, let's see if we can make our hourly a bit bigger here and show some more bars. Okay, there we go. Looks pretty good. I mean, this is where the gap is. You can see we already blazed right through it on this hourly here. But some of these wicks down in here, like we said, that kind of bobble that we saw on the chart earlier. And let's actually put some more in here. Okay, so where might this go? Okay, so I like this little area in here. I'm going to start to look for. I mean, on this hourly chart in here, like these are pretty big moves here. So I'm starting to look for some profit taking or some buyers to start to come in for a counter trend move. This is also matching up with our market timing. Okay, now we're just going to be looking for it. It's still sell side here on these charts, but we're gonna look for it, for that buying to maybe start coming back in. Do we see that? And clearly we don't see that right now. We traded in that high liquidity. We still see more selling coming in. Okay, so let's see how it handles this liquidity down here. Maybe we get down to 54.50, the figure here, and then we see some buying starting to come in. Horsepower, yeah, there's all sorts of. I mean, we have an API for coding in Java and also in Python. Yeah, so let me show you where you can find out more about it. Go to bookmap.com. And then click on the more button here and go to the knowledge base. And then in here, you'll see Java API here. And you can go. Another for the Python, you can go here to add-ons and then Python API right here. Okay, that should get you started. Sam, so what is a good definition of understanding the statement timing the market or time in the market? Yeah, well, I mean, we can look at the currency futures here, FX futures, but we don't connect to the spot market. Okay, so there's no centralized order book. It's all over the counter. Bookmap needs centralized book and volume that is trustworthy to be able to display it. Else it's just price action and indicators, and that's not a lot of transparency. Quite a bit of iceberg activity, guys, at these levels in here. It makes sense. We were just starting to note these pretty big moves in here, and then the potential reversal now, somewhere around in here, and it was due to market timing, as well as what we're looking at in here. We said this little kind of bobble in this area here on the daily. This is it here. This is where we see a move, and it kind of goes back and forth in here, and then it gapped here, strong move to the upside. We've already filled the gap. and we're through it. So we're looking for next levels in here, and we're going to start to look for that profit taking and counter trend move at this time in the market. Now, it's just, note again, it's just at this time right now. Are we going to get that? Well, we're going to look for it. Okay, so here it actually starts to unfold a little bit. We've got something here. Look at the exhaustion here on the sell side. There's buyers actually here. Okay, so now, do we get buyers here? If we do at 55, I'm looking for them to take it right back up to 60 here. Okay, there we go. Okay, and look at the bid in here. Look at them on the bid underneath here, pushing this. Okay, is that a difficult read for you guys? I mean, like, now you have to ask, or you have to act pretty quickly here. Okay, but the bid is still strong here. Right, so now we've traded up into this area here. There's a nice little scalp for about 5 points or so. Okay, so now we're going to look for more buyers. Let's see if they can come in here up at this area here. Nope, not looking for it right now. I might get a retest up in here. Let's see. Okay, bit more, not much though. Okay, what does that bid look like? Is it strong? It's not as strong as it was, but they're still bidding up here. All right, let's see if we get buyers off of this level here around 59.60. Okay, bid is there. There they are. Okay, a little bit more, and let's see it. Okay, all right, buyers, let's see you take it back up to the next level, maybe 64, or maybe the swing up here. Wow, there's some volatility in here, guys. It's just we're seeing lots of kind of punchy volume, just just sweeping the order book very, very quickly here. Okay, we got a pull back to the swing here. Okay, would love to see those buyers back up above this 58 and a half here, somewhere right around in here. Nope. Okay, well, that was short-lived here, but I don't know if we're done yet. Look at the context in here that we talked about. High liquidity getting filled. Okay, we're at a higher time frame level and market timing as well. Okay, so we're looking for some sort of potential move back up into this kind of I don't know, 68, 70 level up in here. Okay, so we grabbed a short little scalp in there. This is all hypothetical here, but the read is, we're going through the read though, and it's our checklist. We're I should probably write it down for you guys. I think that would be really helpful. So maybe maybe I won't. I'll be prepared next time and maybe write them down so we can put them into our setups checklist here. This is a great tool. I just saw it. Here, right? Okay. Yeah, and start to understand what we're looking for, grade it, and enable it here, give it a score, and start to look for your criteria here. And think of it this way: it's like that criteria. It's everything. It's your edge. So it's best for you to take a look at the charts or whatever strategy it is you're trading. and then start to develop that criteria. And now you've built an edge. And now it'll take some time. You'll need to look at the charts. You need to start to understand some stuff. Okay, we were looking for a potential bounce in here. Well, we're not getting it yet, right? We just got this little one in here. That was it. Okay, so yeah, now we're continuing on down. We're below 54.50 here, and let's see if there's still more selling pressure. Hit into 45, maybe 40. All right, here comes our counter rotation. Right back to 50 for that, maybe a little bit higher here, maybe 52, 53. This is where the structure was broken. All right, there, look at this in here. There's some exhaustion, no sellers. We're starting to find some buyers. Now, let's see if we're looking for one more retest back up in here, because these sellers might be able to just really rip lower here into 40. That's why we're looking for the structure to break on some volume. All right, let's see if here we can get back up above this 45. And then we can get back up into 50 here. All right, they got to get the buyers back up above 50 here, or 45, sorry. There they are. All right, let's see it, buyers. Back up to about 50 or so. See if you can muster that. Seems that there's some interest here. Hey, how's the bid look? Okay, offer is still pretty strong up here too. Okay, all right, let's see it now. I want to see the bid really kind of jack it up here underneath. We're not quite getting that. See if there's any questions. Slow down. Buyers not getting much for their effort. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's exactly right. Like just that statement, slow down. They're not getting much traction, right? And you just notice that. Well, that's what we want to understand. Like, what's that context in here? You know, they're trying. We see the big volume dots in here. They're just not able to quite do it yet, and move price yet. A little bit, right? Now, what we're looking for in kind of the bigger picture in here is a few things. Like, you know, the market timing, as well as this kind of higher time frame structure, and these big moves in here. So that's why, you know, we're covering this kind of counter trend move, with, I mean, look how strong this is, right? But we're still, and we're right down now at this little swing in here on the hourly. So this is not a bad little area here, for some profit taking, and some buyers to start to come in and maybe move it back into some higher volume nodes up in, you know, from that selling in here, on the way down. I mean, you know, technically in here, we don't, on the 15-minute chart, I mean, there's not a whole lot of, there's just big red down candles. Technically, we just maybe look at a swing here, or back up into here, which is a huge move, you know, from the buy side, back to like 54.90 or so. So let's put it this way, slow down. You know, the way, then, kind of bigger picture, the way we can look at this is, all right, you know, the buyers still, we're still sell side, or we still see that there's sellers coming in, and we see the buyers aren't getting much traction. However, market timing, this time of day, as well as the you know, some of these pockets of buying, but they're not quite getting any traction. So what do we do? Nothing at this time. You know, the least risky thing to do right now would be nothing. So that kind of clarity in here, is, well, it's unclear from the buyers, but that's telling us something. Okay? And sellers are still dropping it lower, but we have a higher time frame level. We have high liquidity in these areas in here, and we have some buying starting to come in. So do you really want to sell at these lower levels in here? And I would say no. In fact, let's see if we can get some of the structure to break in here. Yeah, so this means that there's been the SVP or CVP. This is your chart range volume profile and session range volume profile, and it just there's no transactions down below here. So this is the lowest area here. These 15 contracts down here, right into that liquidity here. In fact, you know what? Let's take a look at something in here. We'll add a new column, and it'll be a CVP column here, but I'm going to configure it differently and look at delta. You guys have had some really great content on this. Look at all this selling right in here, for example. Okay, so we can look for a potential trap here, right? If we get buyers back up above this area right here, then we should get a really nice short squeeze to the upside. Okay, because look at all these sellers here. All right, this would be a trap. Okay, now they're still in control. They haven't been trapped. Okay, but this is where we'd look for them, up here. Okay, so there's a strategy there to consider. Just to consider. You know, I don't have criteria on it. This is, you start to create your own, or we can create our own, and then make the criteria and put it into this checklist in here. Okay, if we're going to look for a squeeze. Okay, well, you can see sellers still remain in control. So uh, you can still see it here in the volume column, and it still holds true if we can get back up above there. Then we're still looking for that squeeze, but right now sellers are still driving it. All right, let's see it here. Here they come. All right, so now this is starting to materialize better. High liquidity filled, buyers coming in. We've got the squeeze, potential squeeze here, and just looking for these buyers to get back up above 43, and then it's game on. That could be a really nice move. First stop would probably be about 50 here. No, the way to read your profiles, Hector, is just start to understand the transactions in these areas. So we just filtered out the made it a delta in here, a delta column, which is great. It shows us like more sellers than buyers in these areas in here, right? So we can identify a potential squeeze. But the profile, all it's telling you is in here is just volume shown in a different way. It showed on the horizontal, but what you can read from that is well, there's all sorts of different ways to read it. But look at these profiles in here. Okay, well, where's the high volume profile or node in here? It's right here. Around this 44 or so, and that's exactly where we're looking to get back up above on buyers, though. Right. So what are these profiles telling us in here? Well, like this one here, well, it's building out still, right? And it's still, there's sellers at this bottom edge in here. So then you look for sellers to kind of try to go lower in here and explore these areas in here, and then we want to see, does it accept, right? So the way that your profiles typically unfold is like you get this kind of like big blob, and let's start to build out. It gets heavy at this area, and then it breaks and it gets really thin like this, and then you start to get buyer or some transactions again in here, and it starts to build out again, and you get these kind of in a trending day, at least you get this kind of profiles like that. Okay, these bumps in here you can see. Okay, one of the ideas, Hector, is that if you get a lot of trading at the bottom edge here, right, it's called a weak bottom, that is just likely to break because there's a lot of transactions in here. So you see if sellers want to take it lower. Okay, when you see it really sloped, it means it was explored. Hold on a minute. Okay. It means that the profile here, see how this is, it's pretty strong on both sides right now. Okay, we'll watch it break. It's going to break one way or another. Okay, and then when it breaks, you'll see it explore, and it tapers off like this. That's how you get your bell-shaped curve. Now, it's in these areas in here, there's very little transactions. Okay, so it explored it and it exhausted out. Okay, when you see that, that's when you can look for trading it back into that high high volume node in here. And that's the theory. What features of this program I find most useful? It's well, you know, we can try to simplify it, Rich. It's you know, it's not like other platforms in the sense that, you know, it's not indicator based or you know, giving you some sort of like a kind of aha, it's overbought, it's oversold. It's not really like that. It's really about the context of the auction. Now look at the strong buying coming in now, guys. Right? So now this is looking really good. See how this looks different here? You know, this is really different. Now I'm looking for them to at least retest back up to 40, this 43 area here. Okay, at least retest back up there. Right? Look at the bars down here. Look at the size of the dots. Look at the move in here. Now they're getting some traction, like Slowdown was talking about. And these buyers weren't getting traction in here. We're looking for it because of the time of day and these big moves on the 15, the hour, and the daily in here. Okay, so we're looking for that counter trend in here. I think we got it now. This is really starting to tell us quite a bit more. Okay, so right in here, now we're looking for those buyers to reach back up to this level here, right? That we noticed earlier where there was a lot of selling, and that's that potential trap. Okay, so let's see it, buyers, and let's see the move in here. Look at the strong cumulative volume delta as well. So, Rich, one of the features in here now, there's a strong offer here, you know. So we're seeing, you know, the market react to that a little bit here. You know, there's a lot of orders here on the offer. Look at that! Wow, just come. We've seen this behavior earlier. Like they're just like really huge buying coming in. Okay, there we go. All right, this is kind of what we've been looking for. Right now, where is it going to go? Now we're above, and we should see lots of stops being hit. Okay, this should be a nice move. First stop would be up here, I think. Look at your market structure. Also, 60 looks pretty good up here. This swing here, but yeah, this would be the first area. We're already through it, so I'm looking for the next area here. Okay, see how this is kind of, we were waiting and watching for this, and it's kind of like a rubber band effect here. But this is a beautiful move, right? And it really grinded and grinded and grinded lower. We saw these little pockets of buying. They just, like Slowdown was saying, they weren't getting traction. Then we noted they were getting traction, right? So now and then we also noted this area in here. Look at this climb, right? Back up to now 70 would be the next area. All right, let's take a look. Where are we going with this? Okay, so we're coming up to the swing here. Let's see if we can even get back up to like 79.80 up in here. So, Rich, does this make sense that we were looking for this, and then we're looking for, you know, somewhere around in here? We were starting to note that, yeah, the offer is still pretty strong, but we immediately noted this was different, right? And then we saw, we're thinking flag pattern in here, you know, strong move, pull back, and then buyers again. Well, we got one more dip, and then here it is again. This is something about a flag pattern in here that it almost kind of, I mean, this looks perfect for a flag pattern, and then for buyers in here, this would be perfect. You get one more hit to the low side here, and then the buyers really come back in. So look for that though. And you know, don't miss the squeeze in this move here. Now we're going to jump back to stops and icebergs in here. and we're probably going to see some really nice stops in here, and we do. Right, so from here, the reading was, stops was 55, or is it 50? Yeah, 55.95, so 5,600, and this one here is 49.72. So I mean, it's a tremendous amount of stops. Okay, we did hit our 70 level here, guys. So that's what we were kind of looking for here. And you know, I don't know. I hope this is making sense for you guys. Like, you know, is it? Do you kind of understand what the context was? We were still kind of sell side, you know, but noticing these, and then we're kind of like sitting on our hands, you know, noticing that well, you know, this is not a good time. It's kind of risky to trade during this time. We're not really sure. Slowdown had seen that, for example, the buyers not getting much traction, and then we saw this here, and it looked different, right? We noted this one here earlier with the potential squeeze. And this would have been beautiful if it happened right in here. Well, it still went lower, and then it happened, and then now we see a really nice move. Okay, yeah. Well, we got a Fed speaker talking. That's true. Yep, yep, that's true. Uh, I don't know how to answer that. Like, it's a good point. Um, that's what's moving the market then. But we did notice the technical situation here. Okay, now it was the news that made uh, this unfold. Okay, but we were still looking for these things in here. Right, so you know, I don't know. Is that luck? Is that just you know, happen chance? Um, I'm not really sure. All I know is we were noticing this behavior in here. We've noticed the behavior many times over on these charts. Okay, so and what was in fact, Jessica, what was what did the Fed speaker say? So I mean, the market can a lot of times, you know, a lot of traders wait for this kind of stuff, and this move unfolds, and it might have been bearish news, but it doesn't matter. You know, we're looking for this rebound here, this kind of pullback like this. Well, we got it. Okay, so nice move up to the swing here. That was our first. No, our first target was about here, around 52-ish. Then we had our swing at 60, but then also 70. I know we mentioned 70. So we did trade up to 70. Well, and here's the reaction to that Fed speaker as well. We're right back down. You know, it's retraced already more than 50% of this move here. I don't know top to bottom, but from here, surely it's more than 50%. Okay, now look at the more buyers. Look where they're starting to come in as well. Okay, this is where we kind of notice those sellers in here. It's a bit above it. It's here that we're starting to see those buyers come in with market structure. Okay, right here. Slow down. I think you had another piece of content looking at some of these areas. You're looking for your pullbacks into those areas. Yuri, I know what you're looking for. You're looking for your large volume, you know, transactions in here, and they're looking for pullbacks into those areas. Okay, this one it did a little bit of a pullback, not much though, and then it came back down into that market structural area. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, and it's over. That was the move. Right now, look where it came. We talked about this, the potential swing here as well, and that's exactly where it went. And it went a little bit above it, and then hit some more stops, and then we see the move right back down again. Okay. Now this move. It maybe it continues on up to the upside, but we're just looking for the rebound, the counter trend trade due to the time of day. And the stretched ATR here. And now it's open for continuation move to the downside. Okay? Or we may see buyers supporting it in these levels in here. Another way we can look at this is anchored VWAP. Let's take a look. We'll show this one here. Here. And we're going to create an anchor right here. Okay, you shorted at 54.56. Gap fill 54.56. Nice, really nice, Yuri. Yep. Boy, not getting much out of that anchored VWAP at all. So let's just get rid of it and let's create another one up here. See if we get something out of this. All right, guys. Well, let's. Anyway, it was kind of a long wait for this move unfolded. We're right back down again. We can get the trend continuation at this point here, and let's see. Let's see if we get our sellers again right now, and let's see if they can make it down to the low of the day here. I'd like to see them come back down to this 34 here first, and then there might be some buying support there, but just where these buyers came in. Guys, we're gonna yeah, thanks for coming over on YouTube. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, but better yet, just come over to our Discord channel. We're going to continue the discussion over there. So if you want to keep watching, we're going to continue on over in Discord in the All Markets Bruce webinar room. Yeah, it's here. You can see the discussion here. Right in this room here. That's where that QR code should take you. We're going to continue on over there. Get verified. You can get the free version of Bookmap, no cost to it at all, and continue with the discussion there over in Discord. Yeah, thanks everybody on YouTube. Have a good weekend, and we will see you. See here next Monday. Yeah, so yep, have a good weekend everybody, and let's reconvene on Monday at 10 a.m. Thanks for coming.